wanna be hard, be easy. It's all in together, going all out together. It don't take much to please me. Still, homes never satisfied like the Stones. We don't get on writing, see them selling crossbones. Protecting what I'm writing, don't clash with the titan who blast with a license to kill rapping titans. Come on, in the dome with your nigga from the group home to cow.
Fucking lifestyle.
Put your lights out, get this shit to crackin', got you feeling with your pipes out. Time for some action. Surfing the avenue, mad at you. Where I used to battle cruise, back when Antoinette had an attitude. Cover me, I'm going in. Walls closing in. Got us busting off these pistols, my niggas got issues again. Same song, armed with the mega bomb. Blow you out the frame, then I'm gone.
Yo, I was going to, but we roam. Cellular phones, doc back in the flesh. Blood and bones, no condone. Spin bank loans and homegrown. Suckers break like turbo and ozone. When I grab the broom, moonwalk, platoon hawk. My goons bark, leave you in the blue lagoon lost. True, V9's in the glove with Masood. He died in the glove, right behind on the boss.
Hey, good people. So now that we are done with disclaimer, we are starting Silo. This is a sci-fi dystopian series that airs on Apple TV. I watched the first season. I loved it. It now has a following. It's one of those series-based shows. And we want to see if y'all watching it too. I see some people in the comments watching it. This is also a book series as well. So yeah, for the readers of bookworms out there, this is another one. And we're gonna test it out and see what everybody's thinking of it. But y'all know I am not here alone. So let's see who I'm gonna pull up first. Ashley. Ashley's always good for a good sci-fi series and whatnot. How you feeling about Silo so far?
So I started Silo originally, like when it first aired, stopped after like 2 episodes. And so when we decided that we were going to put this on the calendar, went back, binged it all. Took me some time, y'all. This was a slow burn. Like, I mean, it wasn't till episode 7 probably. Like the first 2 episodes do kind of trap you, but then episodes 3 through 6 were like, when I got to 7, I was locked in and invested. And opening up, I have so many questions after seeing this first episode in season 2. Like, Juliette, girl, what are we doing? What's the plan? Where are we going? And are there any more survivors? That's what I need to know.
Okay. So we're invested. Let's see. EJ, are you invested in Silo so far? You on mute, EJ?
You're right. I am on mute. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I am invested in this one so far. I just have a lot of questions, and that's what my problem is. All these doggone questions. And as I was doing my solo review, I started to have even more questions. I started asking myself questions. I was like, what is this? What about this? It just, it was just starting to come to me. So I'm invested, but it is a slow burn, just like Ash said. You gotta get through it, y'all. Like once you get through to a certain particular part, it's a lot of building, and then you're like, oh, okay, but you just gotta know. So,
but that's okay as long as they set us up for something good. Because Game of Thrones had the world build for the whole first and a good first 2 seasons. Okay, but I stuck with it.
But Kay, we can't compare Silo to the GOT because locked in first episode Game of Thrones, even though they're world building, baby, you was locked and loaded. When we saw Cersei and Jaime Lannister in that boy's room and kick him out listen, we were locked in. Like, what? But
that took place the last few minutes of Game of Thrones episode 1. You had to wait till the last 5 minutes to get to that. Before then, I had no idea what was happening, and I almost cut it off. Tyra, are you here for Silo? Are you invested yet?
Hell no, we don't even know nothing. No, like I ain't gonna get on here. No, absolutely not. Silo is a grower, not a shower. I'm not expecting to be invested in Silo until maybe episode 5.
Wow, episode 5.
Yeah, like 4 or 5. Everything else is just world building, and did you see how dark this episode was? Like, yeah, it's Silo is a grower and not a shower, and I think that's understood. And it's the anticipation of what's gonna happen, because it's gonna be good whenever we get there, but they're gonna take their sweet time giving it to us. But faster than from. I'll say it's quicker than from.
I don't know anybody that's as slow as From, except probably Lost by the same creators. Okay, they really want to take their time and string people along, but I need Silo to really take us there. But at least Silo has a book following, so just in case, it's taking its precious time. Y'all know I'm gonna jump to the books. Y'all know I'll do it real fast.
Who's cheating?
Me
Yeah,
too. Don't even. I will too.
y'all know I'm gonna jump to the books. And speaking of jumping to the books, this is not the only dystopian series turned TV show, movies, whatnot. So I got a list here of some of my favorite dystopian series. And not only have I watched these movies, all of the movies, I've read all of the books, except for there's one here in the Maze Runner that I ain't got to yet. I ain't heard about that one. Yeah, I stopped at the Kill Order. I don't know what that last one is. I got all the series. I got all the Divergent books, all Maze Runners, that fifth one right there. And I have all of the Hunger Games series and that last one that just came out, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes or something. Got that too. I want to know, and you all chime in the chat, what is your favorite dystopian series? And if it's your favorite, have you also tapped into the books as well? I'm going to start with EJ because I know you a bookworm too. What is your favorite dystopian series? And did you just watch the movie or did you read the books too?
Hunger Games, and I have all the books downloaded. I have not finished them, but I watched the movie first and then I jumped into the books because I needed to know.
Got it. Oh yeah, when I was reading the Hunger Games books when I knew it was a movie coming out, but I had already read all the books by then. Like I think that first Hunger Games book I read in about 3 days. Nice. I was invested in that. Yeah. Maze Runner, it took me a minute to get into, but once he got caught in that maze, I was invested. And Divergent, I like the books better than the movies. Okay. I like the because our good friend Shailene Woodley is in there. Ashley, what is your favorite dystopian series?
Now I read Divergent. I read all those books and Hunger Games.
Okay.
And I read them before the movies came out. I am a fan of Veronica Roth. I'll read whatever she writes, and you're right. The books are head and shoulders above any of those movies. And so for that reason, I'm probably gonna go with Divergent, but Hunger Games is a really great series too. But I think Veronica Roth as an author has some headway over Suzanne, in my opinion.
Yes, TP, I would actually count Lord of the Rings. That would be considered more of a fantasy, but it is set in like a dystopian society. But I would consider that definitely heavy on the fantasy area. Tyra, what is your favorite dystopian series, and did you like it enough to read?
No. No, but if I have to choose between the three, it's gonna be the Maze Runner in the middle. I don't think I ever I don't know. I didn't get the hype for the Hunger Game films. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember just diving enough to watch all of them. I think I've seen maybe the first. It's more than 2 films, right?
For Hunger Games?
Yeah.
There is 4.
Yeah, I only seen 2. But the Maze Runner, I seen all of them. So I'll go with that one.
Oh yeah, and see, I love me some Dylan O'Brien. I ain't gonna hold you on that one. Love Dylan O'Brien. So yes, I had to get all of those. But once I got into it, I was in there. The Hunger Games, y'all. This is when gentrification happened in books. The Hunger Games is actually a story that is similar. We ain't gonna say she stole it, but it's similar to a Japanese book. And there's also a movie. I cannot think of a name of it. I'm gonna have to Google that one. But the story is
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. Yes.
That's why I ain't watching K.
Well, see, this is what happened. I was all in the Hunger Games, and then I found out about Battle Royale after.
I was there first. I'll be in them Japanese streets. I was like, why does it look so familiar? Oh, I've seen this before.
Yeah. Well, see, if I would have watched that first, or I would have read that, because that's a graphic novel. If I would have read that graphic novel first, then I probably would have left the Hunger Games alone. Because after you can't go to Battle Royale and then the Hunger Games. I put it to you that way. You can't do that because it gets real it gets
Rated
real
R on
savage.
there.
Yeah, it's real savage. Like they was really on some F them kids and Battle Royale. So if you really love the Hunger Games, check out the movie or the book Battle Royale. It's also dystopian. Then you see what no Twilight. Now you know I read all them books, but Twilight ain't in no dystopian. Okay, that's good old regular plain life. They just got some werewolves and vampires in there, but ain't no end of the world type things. I seen someone mention the 100, uh, some series like the 4400s, another dystopian series. I'm all here for some dystopian series, books to movies and stuff, and which led me to hop on over here into Silo. For those who have not seen Silo, we're going to back it up to the last season because this is one that you got to pay attention to. I learned the hard way. And y'all know me and my ADHD. It took me a while to get into Silo. Actually, and I'm surprised they didn't do it this go around, but I really feel like Apple TV dropped the first 2 episodes for the first season to help you kind of get in here. And which is as slow as this first episode was in season 2, they should have dropped 2 episodes. But in the first season, yeah, they should have dropped in the first 2. We find out what actually is the silo. A silo is like this underground bunker because something happened, which is set in the future. Something happened to where Earth is filled with like some kind of radiation or poison. We're underground where it's safe. You cannot go outside. You go outside, that's it. You can't breathe out there. The air is too toxic. And basically what happened was 40 years prior, there was a rebellion. Apparently the people didn't agree with how the government was running things. They rebelled, and it caused for a lot of people to get exiled. And then they started snatching relics, which means anything that reminds you of the old world was banned. Because see, you start reading books and getting too knowledgeable, it's gonna give you ideas. So we said y'all ain't gonna get no ideas about nothing because y'all ain't gonna have nothing to read. Y'all ain't gonna know nothing. Okay, all you know is this silo was here today. And basically, it starts as the sheriff and his wife, one behind the other, get exiled because they started to figure out the government was corrupt. They're doing population control, messing with reproductive rights. They're lying to these people. And once you start digging around too much, they're going to have to put you out. And then we get Juliette, who starts to dig around herself, starts to see everything ain't what it seems. There's a lot of corruption within the government system. Now, they didn't lie about it being poisonous outside, but what they are lying about is what's really going on. At this point, everybody in Silo 18 don't even know that there's any other silos. All they know is that the I think it's like what they said, about 10,000 of them that's left. All they know is that that's them, and that's it. And lo and behold, it's a whole world outside. Tyra, how did you feel after watching the first season? And what made you want to keep watching?
Girl, let me think. I mean, I won't. Well, you know, I was there for David. I was there for David and Rashida, and then they snatched him real quick. And I was like,
They
oh,
damn sure did.
this was just a little taste. They said, no, these are not your lead characters. I said,
Yeah.
okay. But after that, really getting into Jules, I'm here because I want to see Jules become what she thinks she is. like Jules thinks she that one, and she has this, like, from day one has this sense of like self-importance, especially when it comes to mechanics. I think that's going to come into play to something major whenever we get there. But I'm ready to see her like become this strong-minded vigilante for the people, trying to discover what, because for so long it was about George and his agenda and figuring out if and why he took himself out. But now that we're beyond that, I'm here for that. And I'm here for Tim Robbins, girl. I'm always here for Tim Robbins. He because you can tell that he's the big bad in the silo, but he didn't lie, and he's taking orders from someone. And someone, built this structure. So I'm here for the mysteries of why we're here. And I guess just the bigger picture of what's really going to happen falling off of last season and them seeing what they saw outside of the silo and her not falling out. And you walking off. I'm ready to see the ramifications of how the people are acting and how Mayor Holland, old Tim Robbins, is over there operating, because I know he over there slamming his fist down. Like, don't you think about a tree? Don't you think about going outside? It was all an illusion. She passed out as soon as she went out there. I'm here for all of that and to get more into the past rebellion, hopefully.
Correct. EJ, after watching the first season of Silo, what made you want more of it? And were you here for comment?
Yeah, I was absolutely here for comment. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find y'all. I lost y'all on all my screens. But y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, girl, I don't know what's wrong. But anyway, yeah, I was absolutely here for Common. Common was one of the things that kind of kept me intrigued. I'm not gonna lie, he is up here acting a whole AWS, and I'm like, yes, I'm here for all of that. Another thing that kind of kept me intrigued is I started having more and more questions just about this whole silo situation and about what was really going on with it. And the fact that she was able to get out of there and we saw all of these other, what looked like a bunch of other silos. I don't know, that kind of like drew me in a little bit more. I was like, oh, okay. So we actually getting somewhere. But yeah, and in the beginning, when I first started watching it, honestly, I'm keeping 100 with y'all. Like, literally, I started it, but then I stopped because I was like, I don't know if I can watch this. But then when we decided to do it, I was like, let me get back in here and really like focus in on it. And when I really focused in on it, I realized that it was another one of those stories that would just have you diving deep and trying to figure out all the conspiracies that was going on. So, and I like conspiracy stuff, so I'm here for it, even if it is going to be a slow ride.
Me too. I think I was hooked in the first couple of episodes because I wanted to know what the hell was going on in the silo. I said, where are we? What time? What year is it? What's really going on? Yeah. I needed to. I was curious to know. Ashley, what about season 1 got you invested in Silo? And were you here for comments, since that is like one of the only main Black characters that we got in the series? And he ain't dead yet.
No. And they really baited and switched us, right? Having David Oyelowo and Rashida. In the first episode. I said, oh, this is Black-centered sci-fi. Like, let's go.
They got me with those. They got me.
And then it was like, but no, I can't stand Common's character. I don't like a self-righteous Gestapo type of character, and that's him. But honestly, the draw for me, I think, with this show is if you are a fan of like 1984 or like Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. I was like a sci-fi nerd in school, and so I've read all of those dystopian thriller books, and this is so reminiscent of it. Now, this doesn't quite go as deep, but you have the idea of censorship and population control and relics and how things are banned and only the elite can have access to that. I got a taste of it and I was like, okay. And then, like I said, by episode 7 or 8, I was thoroughly invested in what the silo is and what they're hiding. Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we know they're telling the truth to some extent, but y'all are still trying to maintain control. And I just need to know for what reason.
You're gonna make me go watch 1984. John Hurt was over there looking hurt. I remember that.
Oh, yeah,
I'm here for comment. Why all the I am here. Comment gonna be stiff as hell, and give that same. It's been the same.
Because y'all really out here coming for comment in these comments.
But no, it's gonna be that same monotone. I'm here for the uprise. I think whenever whatever wool is pulled from over his eyes, I think he's gonna be an asset because he's learning stuff as he goes. He also is. Like he's being lied to, so I'm here for the shift and maybe him, picking a different side. But yeah, he gonna be stiff.
I think he gonna pick a different side.
I really did disliked him until I figured out that he had someone he was protecting. He was protecting his girlfriend or his wife or something. That he's got somebody that he's actually really looking out for. so that made me not completely hate him. He's trying to protect his girl. That was his only saving grace, because I was waiting for somebody to push him off the ledge the whole last season, and I said, "What? Wait, maybe he might change his mind." Okay,
Because that's really where we need answers to. Because why did the wife let her go? Why you let Juliette go, sis? What is their ultimate? She says, we're waiting for our ultimate goal and mission. Sis, what's the ultimate goal and mission that y'all ain't told us about?
Get in that position, child. Try to be the Tim Robbins of the other situation. Like he trying to be the man. Is that the ultimate position? Like I don't know. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, I'm not for him trying to protect, and you want to send somebody with your wife, but you in here uppercutting everybody else's wife and child. You don't get no pass for that.
Well, moving into this season, just had to do a brief catch up for anybody who has not watched yet or who has forgotten about what happened in the first season. We start this episode off with a rebellion that happened in Silo 17, which is a neighboring silo from the one that we were introduced to, which is Silo 18. Basically, they got the message that said they're about to flood it. Okay, so y'all might want to get up out of there. But it seems like everybody was ready to get out of there anyway. They said, "Oh, yeah, you ain't said nothing but a word. Let's ride out." And it didn't go over as smoothly as they probably thought it was going to go through. Conflict happened. And, a lot of people, it was like a whole war inside of Silo 17, whole war. And then they thought they was finna be good. Y'all know, have y'all ever seen 12 Cloverfield Lane? When it was so bad, with John Goodman, and that lady was being held hostage by that man, and he was like, "You can't go outside; there's aliens out there." But even though inside he was an evil person, like he was putting people in like acid tanks and stuff, and she couldn't wait to get out in the world because she's like, "This man is evil; he's probably lying." And then she get out there, and lo and behold, it was really aliens out there in the first place. This is pretty much what I thought about here. Y'all was so in a rush to get out that damn silo, and nobody made it. It was it was that F around and find out. Ashley?
Baby, listen, I said we couldn't go out in batches. We couldn't let a few out and see what happened, but I'm just gonna follow y'all blindly. Like let's plant our flag and let's do this. No, baby, let's do a tester. Somebody who don't have a will to live, somebody who want to get out of here anyway, send them out first. And if they don't come back in XYZ minutes, then we know, baby, they didn't go out. They didn't go out with a mask, with a hat, with an umbrella. They just women, children, everybody. Like, let's storm the brigade. Let's storm the gates. And I said, well, and what got me is when we see this picture of the rebellion, of course, we see the little battle that ensues. But afterwards, there's this period where this gentleman in front goes to talk to his wife and is like, do we believe the sheriff? Do we believe him? And only one way to find out. Let's all just pack up and go. That was wild as hell to me. And then present day, just to see these bones upon bones upon bones upon bones. I said, did none of y'all make it? Like, that was preposterous to me. I think if you've been in a silo your whole life and you plan a revolt, you have a better plan than this. This was
because they think they was ready. They was ready to get up out of there. They was like, when he got that message, it was like, word. Let's go. This is all we needed to get up out of there. EJ, how did you feel about them being ready to rebel and that the plan didn't exactly work?
Girl, that was crazy. I said, what are we doing here? Because I'm thinking the same way. Ashley, and like, listen, it feels like we should have like a little run through. Like, isn't that what they do? Like simulation or something? Like, so we can kind of just figure out exactly what the real plan should be. Like, not everybody just go all out at one time. And then, I don't know, I just thought this was crazy. And everybody's packed. I've never liked the idea of being packed into a space like that, the way everybody is packed in, just tight like that. I just feel like there's a disaster every time people are packed tight like that. I knew something was going to happen. I was like, this is a disaster waiting to happen right from the jump. And you would think that as big as the silo is, you would think that we just would have had a better plan in place, that we would have thought this through just a little bit more, not let's just all run out here. Because what if it really is true? What if the air really is toxic? Like, what if it really will unalive you when you go? Like, I don't feel like anybody was thinking about the what ifs, like, because I'm a what if person. What if, just in case, I'm safe?
Listen, I'm gonna be right here waiting for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was not a well thought out plan. Dane C with the $5 super chat. This should have left Common as the black man behind the curtain. But no, they had to make Tim Robbins the man. You already know.
And he ain't even the man either, Dane.
Exactly. And he ain't even
one of the man, but he's not the man.
He's the man in Silo 18, but that don't mean he's a man. Like, for real, he's just that guy that's there. Tyra, how did you feel about the rebellion? And did you see this coming, especially after watching 10 Cloverfield Lane? Like, y'all so ready to get out of there, only to walk into more hell.
I mean, ain't no way in hell, Kay. With how narrow that doorway is. Like, did you see them pan out? It looked like all 10,000 of them folks was outside dead. I was like, with how narrow it is to even get all of us out there, there is no way y'all didn't hear or feel the capacity of people killing off in front of you. Everybody go back, go back. It's dead. We're dead in the water. Go back, seal it up. Like, it's no way that all those people ran outside. Like, I don't know if they were trying to give like overkill for the visual, or we're going to go back and get some more information, but there is no way with how quickly those toxins hit. And this is, we see how they go down in the silo when they get out there with all their little PPE gear on and their little faulty tape, and they have that little window to go down. Y'all didn't have on anything. Y'all didn't
Not
have
a
on
damn thing.
So that means the impact was instant. And you can tell me all the people went outside? Like, somebody lying. Somebody lying, and something is happening. Either that was for a visual effect, or, oh boy, we see in the vote is not the only person there. There needs to be an abundance of old folks and people in certain crevices of this current Silo 17, because no way. I just don't believe that.
Boy, I'm telling you, you was thinking they was ready for this rebellion their whole life, and was not even they went out there with a flag.
It's Planet Rock.
Exactly.
I was just going to say, even if you think about it, if all the people started flooding out, right? Like, you get all the people going out, and if it's instant, you would think that someone would start screaming, "Go back, go back, go back." Like somebody would scream something so that people would be alerted. Like, it's just something that we're missing, or something that we didn't see. It's just something that just doesn't make sense for all those people to continue to go up. I understand that the air hits them and maybe it's instant, but somebody had to see at some vantage point that these people is falling out.
I feel like they probably closed the door on them once they realized they couldn't breathe.
I mean,
Somebody said,
look at all them people out there, Kay. There's a lot of people. That was like all of them.
But what if the rebellion was, what if it's more? Okay, so if there's more than one silo, right? But what if there were multiple rebellions going on? What if these aren't all the same people from just this one? That's the only other thing that would make sense. What if it all happened?
With how that little mountain and that little structure is built, like, and how they panned out, and you're in that center crater to where they don't believe it's anybody or any other silos, like, that was everybody and their mama outside. I just want to know why, and why we didn't say go back.
It's crazy.
Speaking of the mounds of many people that got out of there, and I don't know what they thought they was breathing when they got out there. Did they just think like, dude, just what, just cough up a little bit, you might be all right. You good. Just keep going. I don't know, but she got out of there and was just like, well, damn. All she seen was corpses and that little raggedy ass flag that they planted out there. And then, as if that wasn't enough to seeing all the bodies pile up, her ass has the nerve to say, well, let me go into the silo that they may have come out of, okay? I'm from 18, they from 17. I guess this looks like a proper place to go, as we see silos upon silos. EJ, how did you feel her being outside and then seeing not just all the bodies piled up, but there was at least 30 or 40 silos outside.
Well, I mean, I feel like we knew that there couldn't be just this one silo. Like I just feel like there couldn't just be this one. But did I think they were all this close together? Did I think it was all like one big community of silos? Honestly, I wasn't ready for that. I really didn't think that was going to be the thing. But I'm pretty sure that it was probably like a culture shock to her in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, what in the world just happened? Like, because I'm pretty sure that the basis of this whole thing is that they've all grown up here. I don't know what the time frame is on this, which really irritates me because I don't know like what year we're in and things like that. And that would be really good to know, because then it would also give us like a sense of how long people really have been stuck inside of these silos.
EJ, with the tape holding up these suits and them computers, I don't think we're far.
So I don't know, but I feel like she felt like they were bamboozled, because there are other people. And y'all, what if them silos are connected to each other some kind of way? That would be dope. I got a lot of questions. I'm sorry.
They have to be. That's the only way, because she got to get back to 18. I mean, where else are we gonna go? She got to go back.
Tyra, do you think that in season 1 where there was that underwater door, do you think that might be something that connects all the silos?
It has to be. Even if it's not, it's some type of entryway to where she can access it from where she is and get back there. Like the fact that she went next door, she was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go next door. I'm just gonna go next door. Like I was like, oh girl, I bet Silo 18 looking real good right now.
That part. Okay. Get back up in here.
Looking real good. Like the way it's just crazy, because we spent all season and all this vegetation and life and this greenery and robust and all these live people, and it was just so lively and all this way, you know, color for them because it's real mute. But over here it's just dark and dead. It's like, this is what could happen if there is an uprise, and everybody, like, what if everybody decided to try to fight back and listen to her or listen to the other sheriff or the one before that or Rashida and charge outside? Mm-hmm. Y'all all would have got, you know, that same thing. So now I'm sure she has a different perspective on, yeah, I might not want to tell everybody that they lying and we need to just run outside. But, you know, those people back in Silo 18, they don't know that. They don't know that, but I'm guessing that that's what that door is going to be for, because she has to somehow make her way back to Silo 18 and be with those other characters. Or unless we're going to meet some other people, what's she going to go from silo to silo? Baby, the suit is out of commission.
Exactly, because she can't go back out there the way she can't go back out the way that she came, because that's it. Unless she finds some more magic tape, we can't go back the way we came. That's about it.
I mean, maybe it'll be that, but we don't know what's going to unfold. But I don't see her at this moment going back outside.
Yeah, no. Ashley, how did you feel when you saw the plethora of silos outside? And do you think at that moment Juliette was probably like, you know what? This was a bad idea.
Well, I mean, it wasn't her idea. Like, my good sis got put out the silo by Tyra's favorite mayor in the universe. Here, you're going to cause an uprising, which is going to unalive everyone. And I mean, he wasn't wrong, right? He wasn't wrong. Them seeing her go over that horizon, I said, oh, they're going to be in for it. And again, she chose this silo, right? Because her suit was starting to malfunction. I think she started to feel the effects of the outside. So I have to just get in where I can fit in. But I think that all these 100 million silos are reminiscent of, if y'all watched Fallout on Prime Video, right? Where like the elite had underground bunkers in the event of like this cataclysmic nuclear, you know, experience. So I'm inclined to think that there was some terrible event on the surface. They had prepared these silos and only the select few could come. So part of me thinks maybe all of these bodies aren't necessarily the rebellion, but maybe it was some of them were people trying to get in. But that's just a thought here or there. There's definitely an underground network where people are traveling between silos. No one can make me think otherwise. Also, I hate that we haven't delved deep into whatever that these people's gifts were, right? Because they allude to in season 1 that people are seers, right? And they had to breed it out of them, these gifts. But Juliette's mama was one. And they felt like Juliette was never supposed to be here, right? The device was supposed to be in there forever in her mama. She was never supposed to be able to reproduce. So I think that plays a role into it too. Now, the bigger question that you ask, Kay, is she going to leave this silo? She might not have a choice with that joker that's down there talking about, I know this door is tempting, but if you open it up, I'm going to blow you away. I don't think she might have a choice unless Juliette has the gift of gab and can get that man to turn away. But all this writing on the wall makes me think he's not the only survivor. He's not alone. He hasn't been alone.
He can't be. All of the
yeah.
people, all 10,000 of them folks, and the ones who didn't die in the rebellion, they couldn't have ran outside. There's no way in hell. But I did think we were going to explore the outside a little bit more. And it was just like, no, we're going to go next door. I don't have time to run out of air. I was like, oh, okay.
Exactly. And we're going to talk about that, the mystery man at the end. But yes, Juliette realizes that although she had more air than most people have, because they take 2 steps outside, they wipe the window, take 2 steps, and they falling out. She realizes that she has a little bit more oxygen than most people, but that don't mean you have an unlimited supply of oxygen. You got just what you have in there. So she's got to get somewhere. She's got to find somewhere to breathe. She goes to the neighboring silo. This is where the people said, you know what, we got to get up out of here. And it was a mess in there. You can tell something went down. Something horrible went down. It looks like a disaster zone in there. It appears to be that she might be the only one there, but lo and behold, somebody cuts the rope that she climbed on, and it seems as if somebody else is in there. They ain't trying to make themselves known, but somebody, probably not a friend, somebody else ass is in the damn silo by themselves. Now, if you in the damn silo by yourself, you would think that you would want company to come in there, but apparently not. They was trying to drown Juliette, and y'all know she don't even like water. Ashley, how did you feel about Juliette trying to make her way around this desolate silo? And somebody, do you think that somebody cut the rope, or do you think she just fell into the water?
I don't know, because she fell getting in the silo. Remember, she slid and then she fell again, then she cut herself. I said, well, I did a video why I feel like Juliette was the best possible option. If anybody had to get put out the silo and survive, I think it was going to be Juliette. I think she has the chutzpah. She's got the creativity. She has got the engineering background to make it. Definitely someone sabotaging her. There was something on the wall like, don't trust Russ, or like there were all kinds of messages on the walls as she's going through. And I'm like, what is this? Are these clues she needs to be paying attention to? But no, she's definitely being sabotaged. That person in there probably got very limited resources. Again, we know it's survival of the fittest. I ain't trying to share with nobody. If you come around here, I'm taking you out. But yeah, I definitely think she is being kind of booby trapped a little bit. But here's the thing. They don't have no pools in the silo, because they said that before in season 1, like, oh, the water and you just fall in it. I'm like, they didn't teach y'all to swim. Like, they don't have not a pool, not a little man-made pond, like nothing. Like, how y'all take baths? Do y'all take real baths in the silo? Do you take showers? What is it? Because she just knew she was going to drown. And then it was like, oh, I'm on the steps. Let me just stand up. That's really my only question. Like, y'all don't swim in the silo. Y'all haven't come up with that invention. But yeah,
they want them to be scared of the water.
And I don't think he want her there. So I don't know if she can find her own wing of the silo that she can restore and make habitable. But I don't know about oh boy.
Yeah, the don't trust Russ. Speaking of the rebellion, I think Russell was the one that told they asses to go outside in the first place.
Well, that makes sense.
Russell ain't have all the information, but Russell was like, they about to flood the place. You can go on outside. Now I don't know if he knew what was out there, but it was. I think that it was Russell's fault that they ended up outside. Tyra,
I mean, she gotta talk to somebody. She has to talk to somebody. Did he cut that rope? Probably so. Probably so. Or maybe it was just old and faulty because, she was trying to build a bridge. All those attempts, she was working. We see all that engineering is going to always come into play. But I think once he understands that she isn't a threat, then we'll get more history and figure things out. Like, I'm sure at this time, like, girl, I don't got nothing to spare. What you come here for? Did you come here to harm me? Like, ain't no telling how long this man has been here all along, especially if he's the last remaining person in this silo. I really hope he isn't. But if he is, she has to talk to somebody, and we have to get history and more information for somebody. So I think his guard will be up, for a little bit. And then once it's like, oh, you didn't come to harm me, but we can talk. He probably going to still be in that vault, and they're going to be talking to that door. But they're going to talk, and then he eventually open it later.
I think that it's more than just that guy behind the door.
I think it's a whole.
I think this person that cut her rope is a whole different person. EJ, do you think that there is a few people left inside of the silo other than man behind the door? Do you think were there any survivors that apparently do not welcome newcomers?
I believe there were. I mean, at the end of the day, what's going to happen is you saw all those people, and you saw how they was all just trampled in there, right? Some people at the back had to see this and was like, nope, bye. And therefore, those are the survivors, and those are the people that are still up in there somehow, some way surviving. I mean, they probably got food and everything up in there, probably got enough to survive for a little while. Doesn't look like they blew up everything, because it is like crazy ridiculous the way they blew up I don't know, I'm just assuming they blew it up. But
I say, I don't know. I feel like if it's some more people in there, we might be all the way on some cannibalism stuff. He might be protecting himself. He might be every man for himself up in there for everybody that's in there. I don't know. Like he might be protecting himself. You think after all this time they still have, food and supplies in there?
I really think that there's okay, so I think that there's something more to it. Either because I think that the person that's in there is the little boy, right? I think it's the little boy. And I think that they wanted us to think that the little boy went outside with his father when I think, what's his name? Russell, you said, I believe, is that the guy that was leading the rebellion, whatever his doggone name is, him. I think whoever the guy that was leading the rebellion that had the little green flag or whatever, remember when he gave his son a letter or something like that, or whatever he gave him, told him to go do something. I don't know what he told him to do, y'all. But I just think that that's the little boy that's behind there. And I think that might have been what his father was telling. I think his father was telling him to stay because his father didn't know what it was going to be. He didn't know if it was going to be.
But he took everybody else and they kids. Oh, it's terrible.
I'm just saying, like, that's the only thing that makes sense. Like, why? I don't understand why they would show us the little boy if the little boy isn't him. Like, why so much focus on it?
Timmy. I think it's little Timmy Turner. It's him. It can be
but
nobody
he ain't
else.
It's somebody else in there though.
But I think somebody else is there with them, because I don't think that once those bodies started piling up, they couldn't get through. You saw how she was crushing skulls and stuff, trying to walk through them bodies. That was disrespectful, Juliette. Dang it. Come on now.
Yes. Somebody else is in there.
Somebody in there though, and they probably are cannibals by now, so she better watch out.
Y'all know I don't even like trivia, but I, during my research, I found a little piece of information. I want to know if y'all heard this little piece of information too. So now we know that they're in Georgia for last season when Juliette was looking at them relics that got her, which is what got her exiled in the first place. Looking at relics, we know that they're in Georgia, but what part of Georgia? I can't tell you what episode it was in that I heard this in, but I heard that they close to one of these areas. I'm gonna start with Tyra. Tyra, where are they at in Georgia?
Girl, I don't know. Savannah. I'm pretending no. Savannah.
EJ.
I'm gonna go with I know it ain't Augusta because we know it ain't there. I'm gonna go with Athens.
Hey, why you do Augusta like that?
What's wrong with Augusta?
Okay, that's where they hold the Masters at every year. Okay, Augusta bringing that good golf bread. Okay, I used to live there. Ashley, where are they?
Savannah.
Okay, looking in the chat, where are they? So, I ain't even put this up here now, TP.
I love it.
Now, I
Yeah,
did
make
used to live in both of those places. I done lived all over Georgia, y'all. I done lived in
In
Macon,
Macon.
Warner Robins, Augusta, Dublin, Gray, Georgia, and I went to college in good old Savannah, Georgia. And that is where they are located, somewhere around Savannah. You can even see,
Hey,
if you look real hard, a desolate city in the background. They are somewhere in the Savannah area, which is mighty strange because if you know the history of Savannah, that's where the slave ships came. Just throwing that out there. So I don't know why, of all places, they would pick to build the silos there. Very strange. Throwing it out there. Um, as we do a little flashback of young Juliette, they tried to toughen her up a little bit because she's just like, I lost my mom, and old girl was like, that's not what she did. You didn't lose your mom. You losing is when you go to the mall and you walk, you find out somebody ain't around no more, and you look for them and they gone. Your mom did not get lost, okay? Your mom decided to quit breathing. Is what happened. I need you to. She said, around these parts, we keep it real. Okay. And we ain't doing none of that sugarcoating stuff. We ain't trying to make it seem, we ain't trying to gloss over stuff. It's important that we actually tell the truth about what's going on around here. Tyra?
I didn't care about this. I just feel like we've established this already, and if we're going to go back to her childhood, like present us with something absolutely new. We already knew that Miss, what's her name, Martha,
Yes.
Martha and Shirley shaped her. Like we knew that. We knew they made her, for tough. That's what the daddy left her down there for in the first place. Like, and we already knew that she was, good with her hands and mechanics. Like, it was just translating kind of the fear that she had at this moment and being introduced to something new and not knowing, and the fear of the unknown type situation. And we're kind of having her faced with that current day in this Silo 17. But I was like, if we could just pan over to current day so I can see what them people doing right now in Silo 18. I want to know what the people are doing. But this was useful for now.
Okay. EJ, how did you feel about this flashback and showing how maybe why Juliette is built for this world?
I mean, but I agree with Tyra on this one. We already knew all of this. Like, I really needed them to do something else. I was really, really concerned about this other silo and the backstory over there. Besides I wanted to know a little bit more about where this rebellion started. Like, if we were gonna do flashbacks and stuff, give me a flashback about that, about what happened over there. Because I need to know. And I need to know the moment when all those people started dropping. Like, I needed to know all of that. Like, that was more important to me than going back to Juliette's past, because, I mean, her past is what it is. And we got it from the 50 episodes from last season.
Right.
They spent 4 episodes, Kate, last season. 4 episodes, all of Juliette letting us know she was tough.
Yeah, Ashley, did we need one more example of why Juliette might be a survivor in this world, letting us know that she was after she left her daddy's house, they was just like, ain't no more kid stuff, okay? You gonna have to grow up real fast around these parts, because we don't play games here.
Well, I mean, Granny Auntie Martha been old for a very, very long time. That was probably my biggest observation. Like, she's been old for like 20, 30 years. She's, I don't know. I really wish in this moment, if they were going to go this route, I would have wanted them to better explore Juliet's like relationships, especially with the Black lady that's down there that she's seemingly close to, because the Juliette that we met last season is really self-focused, right? She's centered around everything. Even when it was George, it was still about her and what her mission was. I would have liked to see if she had any real genuine connections and friendships that weren't just about her. And I think if we would have explored the relationship she had with the black lady down there, that would have been interesting to me. But no, for no other reason, I didn't need to see any of this. I was bored. I didn't care about the little toys she made work and gave it to old girl. I didn't care about the conversation. No, your mama unalived herself. She jumped off the 18th floor. That's what happened. That's what we're gonna do. Like I don't. I don't really care at this point, unless they were going to give us some meaningful truth that was going to get us closer to the answers about why things are the way they are. Yeah, I think this was wasted time in this slow episode.
Yeah, it was. They should have dropped 2 at the same time. I know we talked a little bit about this before, but who is this? Now, one thing I did notice is that whoever this is did not completely stay back, because there is something strange going on with his eyes. So something tells me that whoever this is dipped a toe out there and somehow slid back in before they were passed out on the ground like everybody else, or before the doors got locked and shut on them. So whoever it was got exposed somehow and survived. Is this somebody who maybe built up an immunity? Is this somebody that may be the cure for how we can survive with all this radiation or poison outside? I don't know. Ashley, what you think?
Because that's the thing. And that's what my questions are, right? Are the people inside silos engineered to only be able to survive in the silo? Does it not necessarily mean that the conditions outside are bad for a normal human, or is that how they've been breeded? Because they talk a lot in season 1 about eugenics, this idea that we're breeding something out of them, we're putting something in them. So that begs the question for me. But this man is fried, dyed, and laid to the side. You can see it in his eyes. He got the little teardrops or scars or whatever. He is a suspect character. I don't think he's got any cure. But that's, again, the other thing. If the door was open and this is an airborne pathogen or, some sort of, chemical warfare, the door being open, it would have gotten inside the silo, because surely they don't have an air filtration system. Like, their generators aren't even working. So I don't know who this man is. I'm inclined to think he's one who was way far in the back when all them people went out and passed away, so that he wasn't exposed to anything. But he could be our lone wolf. I ultimately think Juliette will be able to barter, because she might be able to get their generator working. She might be able to tinker with some stuff and get Silo 17 back on the up and up. So it'll work out, but he looks cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I wouldn't play with him.
Correct. EJ, what do you think? Who is this man? Is he maybe the answer of surviving outside? Because he looked like he went out there and at least survived a little bit longer than most people.
Okay, so since we're going that route right there, because I wasn't paying attention to none of that, I was gonna stick with my theory about little Timmy. I'm still gonna say that he's little Timmy, right? But maybe little Timmy did get a chance to get out there. Maybe little Timmy did. I'm sorry, this is Timmy. I believe wholeheartedly in my heart that this is Timmy. Nobody can't tell me this ain't Timmy. I just don't know how he got back up in there. I'm gonna let that one fly. But it's Timmy somehow, some way. This is him, and that's who this man is. And I do agree, Ash. I think that he is going to. I think that Juliette is going to be able to barter something. She's going to have to talk him down. That's the only reason why they show us him. That's the only reason. She gonna have to do something to get him to trust her in order to get where she's trying to go, because he ain't gonna let her up in there regardless. But I think she can figure it out.
He said he ready to die for this. Like, I don't care what you say. You ain't coming up in here. Okay. I know what it's like outside. Okay. I know. He been out there. He looked like he been through some things. Tyra, who is this man? And could he help us figure out how to survive outside? Because he looked like he survived.
Nah. It looked like it's been a long road. I wouldn't put that on his back. It looks like the beginning of the oddity. It looked like the oddity. That's what it looked like. With these tears in her eyes and this slide open.
It do look like that man.
It do look like the oddity. That's what I saw.
I see somebody in your house.
You do. It looked like that. I thought this was either Russell, because isn't Russell the engineer?
I think so.
Russell was
I don't know if he's
Russell was
I
the
think so.
engineer. It's either Russell or little Timmy, because that's where we were passing notes to, and that's why he
Mhm.
was running with the note in the first place, because he had to come all the way back from somewhere. But I just wasn't sure because of the age. He doesn't. It don't look like old eyes. They look worn out. Look like he's been through some stuff, but they still look young, which makes me think it could be little Timmy. But as far as helping with anything, I feel like he's been left to his own devices for quite some time. He might have seen a lot, but I don't think he can help with anything.
Is he
That's
broken?
unfortunate. Make yourself useful, okay? You've been sitting in there with these crazy eyes for this long. Make yourself useful, okay? But that's about all that happened in episode 1. We just had to get Juliette from outside and running out of air to in the neighboring silo where ain't nobody there, or is somebody in there other than crazy eyes over here. Tyra, what would you like to see happen in episode 2 that's going
I
to push
would,
us forward in the story?
I would like for us to not, roam around in the dark for too long. Some dialogue would be nice, conversation, some history, some like worthwhile flashbacks. Like I would really like to spend a little bit more time in that rebellion and see how they kind of work their way up to. Because the fact that it's the sheriff and it kind of felt like a repeated history type situation with, her being the sheriff and then just the history of it all. I would like to get back into that. I want her to talk to that man behind the glass. I want her to talk to the Wiz. I want him to open the door and I want them to talk and for him to give us some new, vital, like different information. Even if it's from the past and it's not, everything is useful. Even if it's from the past, it's something that can be reiterated to now and help her connect some dots. I want to see that. And I definitely would like for us to go back to Silo 18 and check on them folks. I want to know what they're doing, what kind of secret meetings they having about her walking over the mountaintop. I want to see that. And I want to see Tim Robbins banging his fist down because somebody drew a tree. I want to see the dramatics.
EJ, what would you like to see in episode 2 that would push us forward in the story?
Let's see. Episode 2, I definitely want some backstory about what went down over at that rebellion. I'm very curious about that rebellion. I need to know how we got to where we got to, how we got all the way there. Like, I would love to get some of that backstory. I would also love to just have an answer on if there are more people there. Like, I really need to know if it's some more people that we need to be concerned about. Like, is she about to be meat or what? Like, she needs to know what she needs to do in order to protect herself. So I would like to get that revelation as well. And I am curious as to how everybody's holding up, because I know when we look through the trailer, it looks like everybody's like, what's his name? The mayor. I can't think of his name right now, but the mayor. We know that the mayor is like saying something about how she's a hero and all this type of stuff. So I need to know how he's playing this story out, because we know he lied about her saying she wanted to go out, but I need to know how he's really selling the people on this. And are we about to go into another full-blown rebellion? I got a lot of questions, but that's mostly what I want to see from episode 2. That's asking a lot, I know.
Lee, what are your hopes for the next episode?
Some dialogue and some movement forward, some progression in the storyline. Can we speed it on up or take us on back? Like, I really need a solid answer in season 2. If they can give me a point of origin, if they can give me any nugget of why we're in the predicament that we're in, or if I can see, the new silo that she's in kind of start to be restored. If we can identify either new people or address the old characters, I am really, really curious about the fallout, no pun intended, in 18. And because of these people looked hope, like they had hope in their eyes, like there were glimmers and gleams when they saw her go over that hill, the cheers of it all. And Tim Robbins, everybody shut your eyes, you
Turn around. You never saw it.
Yeah, I need some answers. Maybe Tim will sit down, the mayor will sit down at some point and give us all, because he knows a lot more than he's sharing. And I think this is what he's been trained to do. I'd also be curious if there's another force even greater than him that's making them, do these things, like another man behind the curtain. I just need answers, and I need the story to be pushed along. Like, I can't do another episode like Wilson and she in there talking to
Not
you know.
Wilson.
Wilson.
Okay, that part. But, yeah.
Y'all put in the comments what would you all like to see next episode, and hopefully the story will progress. This was a slow start. I'm ready for Silo to speed up some, and I know it's some story here. Okay, I know they got busy. This isn't a popular series for no reason. I just need for Apple TV to push us along. Okay, Apple TV, y'all ain't been failing me. Don't fail me now. That's all I'm saying. Y'all, we will actually be right back in just a moment because y'all, we got to talk about Cross, okay? Y'all know we got to get into Cross because there was a lot there. So I ain't even going to hold y'all for this one. Ladies, is there anything you all would like to say before we leave these good people so that we can gear up to talk about Cross?
Yes, really quick. Come to that live. Yeah, come to that live. But also, please run up my Dune video. I just dropped Dune before this. So if you get a chance tonight, tomorrow, run that up and be on the lookout for our From Live tomorrow, y'all. This is the penultimate episode. There's only one episode left after this. So we need everyone in the building tomorrow night. We're trying to get to like 250 in the live. You know what I'm saying?
300.
Yeah, 300. I mean, as many as possible.
Okay. Yeah. Come over and watch Cross with us. Y'all, and let's see, the 9:15, we'd say that means you all have a little over 30 minutes to finish watching, okay? If you have not, go ahead and get your last minute watches in. And because we got a lot to talk about. Now that's some stuff we got to say. And we will see you all in the next video. I am going to leave you all with our pick for our next Saturday blockbuster watch. This one is Tyra's pick. I have not seen this movie because y'all know how I feel about them foreign films. So we're going to be in for a treat. So channel members, if you are not part of our channel membership, everybody's link is up. Y'all come on and join the channel membership because Blockbuster Nights on Saturday is where it's at. And if you have not heard, this is what we're going to be watching this Saturday.